Happy Wednesday, y'all. I have a cool day planned. So we're actually gonna look for some kind of subdivides that we could do with the 10-acre exemption. The goal today is actually gonna be working with Bernardo. Bernardo's with me today, and we're gonna try to see if we could find some properties that we could possibly do a 10-acre exemption on. Kind of go through what that is, what that looks like, how we find these types of deals, and all that stuff. And then we're going to call some realtors in real time and find out if anybody's interested in taking our offer. The goal with these properties is to offer seller finance, so we're going to see if they're open to that. So if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check out landinvestor.co/webinar. Let me share this real quick. Here we go. All right, so we got this webinar right here. If you guys don't know, this is selling out fast. There's only 50 seats total, and it's a masterclass. So if you're new to land investing, this is the class for you. They're going to be putting it on, Sumner and the guys. It's February 21st, so it's coming up next week at 4 p.m. PST. Reserve your seat. It's $97, and the way it works, you get to go to the masterclass. You're going to meet all the people there, hang out with people inside the Leah community, so you get to rub shoulders with them and talk to them, all that stuff. They show like the full systems, how they do everything, how they use data tree, land insights, what search filters they use, how to pull your lists, how to store them, everything. It's soup to nuts your business, how to do it. So if you haven't done a deal yet, this is where you're going to start. So definitely check this out. I dropped the link in there, and yeah, definitely check that out. It's going to be a good one. So I'm going to bring Bernardo on. What's up, man?
Hi.
So Bernardo is one of our assistants in Philippines, and it's what, 5:30 a.m. right there over there for you. And we're gonna work together today and go over how to find these types of rural subdivide exemption deals, and then we're gonna go through that, and then we're gonna call some realtors and all that stuff. So it's gonna be really fun. What I love about these types of deals is you're finding this like hidden value, right? Somebody's already raised their hand and said, "Hey, I want to sell my property," right? But had they just taken the extra step and chopped it up into these 10-acre exemption parcels, they could almost double their money. But that's where we come in, right? So we're going to be able to go in there. We're going to make an offer on these types of deals to the sellers. And if they end up saying, yes, then great. Then we get a seller finance deal. We'll work at all the terms and all that stuff. We take down the property, then we go ahead and survey it, chop it up into these 10-acre parcels, and then we sell it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll share my screen. I'll show you kind of like what we're looking for as far as like the types of parameters and all that stuff to be able to hit this exemption. And then from there, we'll kind of start looking around in different areas and everything like that. So let's do this. All right. Yeah, it works. Actually, okay. All right, so here we go. So let's go here. So what we're going to start with, Bernardo, you've priced a lot of these counties out. You understand, like, sometimes when you get to above 60 acres and things like that, you tend to see properties are priced, and the 10-acre range are like selling for maybe 9,000, 10,000 an acre, let's say, right? But when you get above 60 acres, they're maybe selling for like 4,000 an acre. Okay.
Right.
So right there, that's that like hidden value that we're kind of looking at. So we're saying, okay, if we could grab these properties that are listed for 4,000 an acre, can we make a deal, subdivide it, and then do that? So a couple parameters that you need to look at as far as like if it's a good deal or not. Most of these exemption type deals, you need to have road frontage, right? So if you don't have good road frontage, then it kind of kills the deal, right? If you have good road frontage, that's like your first, like, all right, let's go for this. And then after you do that, then you want to make sure with the county, for the most part, the counties we know in North Carolina are good with this stuff, with the 10-acre exemption. There are a few exceptions, but they're the outliers. So we're not going to worry about that too much. For now, it's just like, let's find the deals or find the types of properties. And then if we could do them, great. If we can't, it's not a big deal. We'll move on to a different county. All right. So what I'm going to do first is, Bernardo, off the top of your head, can you remember any counties that you did that you could think of that were like maybe higher in the like where it had that big spread? Anything recently where you were seeing like a big spread between the lower acreages and the higher acreages?
Let me think. Hmm.
If not, no big deal. I'll look some up and we'll kind of look on here.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I know. I remember some, but I'm trying to think. I think there were a couple counties we recently did that I had noticed it on. I'm like, man, we should just start pulling these lists. And then that's what got me, thinking about this. I'm like, why don't we look at this and see what we got? Um, all right. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for sale properties. So what actually, we'll start with this. We'll go with solds, and I'll show you quickly how we kind of discern if this is like that type of deal or not. So let's go here to 10 to 20 acres. Since we're going to be operating in the 10-acre exemption, I want to try to first see if they have that kind of spread that we're looking for. Okay. Um, Now let me try this actually, because sometimes Redfin acts up when I'm on here, so I might have to go here. Let's go Surrey County, North Carolina. All right. All right. So I'm gonna go. Let's go solds. Let's go home type. I'm gonna deselect all. Let's go lots and lands. And let's go here. Let's go lot size 10 to 20. I'm going to put some music on real quick. Let's just, yeah, sure. All right. That's a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to look at the 10 to 20s first. And I want to just try to see the sold. We have to adjust this. Sold in the last. Let's look at the last 12 months. Okay. So I want to see kind of what these are selling for. So this sold for like 10K an acre. Sold for about 8K an acre. I'm just looking at this to that. This sold for about 9K an acre. This sold for about 10K an acre. About 11,000. 10,000. 6,000. 16,000. 12,000. Okay, so it looks like a lot of them are selling in that 10 to 12,000 acre range, right? You kind of agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at this. Let's look at the 40 plus, 50 plus on here. So let's see what these are selling for. All right, so this is a 60 acre. Let's hold on. All right, so this is a six. This sold 400,000 divided by 112. This sold for 3,500 an acre. So right there, let's say this had great road frontage and all that stuff. What do you see right there? Like if this is 112 acres, we chop this up into 11 lots. We could have sold each of the 11 lots for twice the amount, right? So instead of $400,000, we could have sold this same parcel had we chopped it up into 10-acre lots for, let's say, 10,000 an acre. Okay, that's 1,120,000. They sold for 400,000, so they left almost a third of the value off the table because they sold it like this. Okay, so does that make sense? Kind of what I'm looking at.
Yep.
All right, so let's look at this parcel in general and see if they were even able to subdivide it. Let's say. All right, it's a nice big property. I see a road right here. So let's see if they have a lot line on here or anything. Okay, absolutely. So do you see this? I have
Yep.
this road right here. Okay. what they could have done is parceled this out in certain ways, like maybe chop this. This would have been like a long flagpole lot. But let's say they just did, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 4 or 5 lots maybe, and made them all 20 acres. Then you could have sold them for 9,000 an acre rather than selling it for one big chunk. It's just like when you go to Costco, right? And you buy a case of water, right? It's like $4, okay? But now you take that same case of water and you buy a single bottle from like a, wherever, a vending machine. It costs you like $3 or whatever the case may be, right? So it's like supply when the supply is bigger like this, you're buying it at a discount. So this one they could have, obviously sold for more. So if you go to a seller and let's say, hey, look, I see you're listed for 400,000. I'd like to make you an offer, on your property. I think we could buy it for 450,000 if you're open to being open to carrying terms or seller financing, whatever the case may be. Well, I'll create a script for you. And if they're like, yeah, that sounds great. So everybody wins. The realtor wins, the seller wins, and then we win because we get to do all this, right? So that's one. This one was this. Let's see this one. All right. So this was 60 acres divided by, or 320 divided by 60. So for 5,000 an acre, and we know 10,000 an acre is what they're selling for. Now, this one like may or may not have been able to do this, depending, because it looks like it was kind of tucked back. I'm trying to see if they had lot lines. Yeah, I don't see anything. So I don't see lot lines, but that kind of like not every property is going to work out like that. Let's see. 60 acres sold for 160,000. Wonder why. If it had road frontage. Yeah, it's not showing up. Okay. That's fine. Let's see what else. So let's do this. Let's start looking at some on-market ones and see what we can find. Now, I know this area is good. We've already marketed in this area. Property sells super fast. So I'm already very comfortable with this area. So let's check out the for sales. Now I'm going to do the same parameters for sales, accepting backup offers. That's all fine. Let's take a look. 50 acres plus. Hit apply. Home type, land only. Property type. And actually, with this, you could actually put houses, technically. Because this is also like hidden value right here. Because this property right here, 218 acres, might have one house on it. Now, if you subdivide out that house, you could sell the house and then you could sell the land all separate. Okay. Depending on how it looks. Now, it might not show up on a regular land only because it's mostly, it's got a house on it. But let's look at this. It looks like it's a private road, judging by the pictures and the way it lays and all that stuff. So I would say this is probably not one. Beautiful property, though. 200 something acres, 218 acres. Wow. So let's keep looking. I'll take, I'm going to take off the houses for now, and we could always go back. But let's start with just the land. Let's see what this one is. 63,000, 63,409. So this was, so it's 410 divided by 63. 6,500 an acre. So we'd have to get this a little bit lower, because it wouldn't really work as we're thinking. But let's look at this. This has a good picture. This is what we like to see. If it has these lot lines, it makes our life easier. I mean, we could always pull the APN and go look at it. But just for this purpose, let's just look at these real quick.
There it goes.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't see this one won't work because I don't have enough road frontage. So some of the rules with this stuff is you have to have like different counties have different rules, but some of them are like 40 foot of road frontage, 60 foot of road frontage, 100 foot of road frontage, all different terms. So the ideal property is something that's going to sit between two streets. Like if this property stretched from here to here, or if it sat on a corner. So if it was here and here, then it would run on two different corners. Those are the most ideal locations. So stuff like that is like that's where the real winners are. So 268 acres. Let's check out this one. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, sometimes they won't have the boundary lines. Okay, here we go. Looks like it's got some boundary, some roads. So it does have a road running through it. Ideally you want more. So it'd have to be like this. Now this is cheap if you think about it. So you're talking about this property is 286 acres. And it is for 985. So 985 divided by 286 at 3,400 an acre. So even if you were able to chop this down to 50 acre plots, you know, so 286 divided by 50 is 5.7. So 5.7. If you could sell them for 6,000 an acre, you're still talking about, so you get 5 lots, and each one you would sell for so each lot would be what, 50 acres times 6,000 an acre. So that's 300,000 times 5. So you can almost make $500,000 just by chopping this up into 50 acre plots instead of 10 acres. You know, if you could get the 10 acres, great, but I don't know if you could because there's not enough road frontage. But there's a lot of hidden value in a lot of these big properties. All right. So this one I could tell you already is overpriced. They're asking $829 for a 66 acre lot. So it's like 12,000 an acre. And they're not going to get it for sure. This is one. Let's see how long this has been on market too. See, 208 days. So it's been on market a long time. Stuff like this is the type of stuff that you could offer like a super low price and just see what happens. You know, like if you come in and say, hey, I can give you, you know, how much? 829, I give you like 450 and see what they say. They'll probably tell you to screw off, but you know, in theory you could. I don't see enough road frontage. You got touches here. Like if this was here all the way, this would be a much better property. But you see, I don't have enough really kind of touching all around to make it work. So it's not a great one. Let's keep looking. 699. Let's see. Beautiful mountain views. Yeah, I don't think this one has much road frontage. This one is a little overpriced, decent, but a little overpriced. Mm-hmm. Septic easement. Yeah, I don't see much road frontage on this guy.
No.
That's not good. A lot of these, you can see this is cut over. So cut over property is actually like the lowest valued, especially like if they didn't replant or anything like that, because there's no old growth timber, there's no new growth. They didn't do anything to make it worthwhile. They usually don't get rid of the stumps. So it's just a lot of hassle for somebody coming in there. This one looks like it's this property right here, like the way these trees are planted, this tells me this is like timber farming. So they bought this property specifically to plant timber and farm it. It just needs some thinning. So what they'll do is they'll come and get rid of all these smaller trees and thin it up and make it look, better and have more room for the bigger trees to grow. So more than likely the person that had this before used to harvest the timber on it. Now, this one interests me because I'm seeing a lot of roads here. And it almost looks like, is this the parcel?
Looks like, yeah.
Right? Because if that's the case, why did they take a picture? Like, this is probably an ideal property right here. So they're a little overpriced. Let's check this out. Let's see what this number was. 485 divided by 69.4. So they're asking almost 7,000 an acre. So we need to be lower than that. So let's say we could get 60 because it has to be 10 acres or above. Since it's 9.4, you can only get 6 parcels out of this. So 6 equal parcels. So 6 parcels times, actually each parcel would be what? 69 divided by 6. So 11 and a half times, let's say 10,000 an acre. You might even be able to fetch a little bit more in this area just because of the way this is like pruned and everything like that, the way it's planted. So 115 times 6. So you can almost make 200,000 off this lot alone if we were to buy it just as is and then do that. Now your survey costs, time, all that stuff, you're probably in this for 6 months. Your survey is probably going to cost you $10,000 around that. So your profit's still there. It's still really good. So I actually like this one. So I'm going to save that. Okay. Save that guy. Let's actually do this. Let's take a look at it deeper. What is this one right here? Let's see if it has the APN. Yep, right here. Okay. How long has this been on market? Let's see that too. Okay, they've been trying to sell it for a long time. You see this? Since 6/21/2022. They've been trying to sell it and they could not sell it. So that tells me that they're gonna be more apt to agree to something that we come up with. So let's go here, discover map. What county is this?
In North Carolina.
Yeah. So I think that was parcel ID. All right. So this is not North Carolina. Pinnacle, North Carolina County. Stokes. There shows. Okay. All right. So it does have some road frontage, but as you can see, it's not that much. And it's got this huge power line easement running right through it. So the pictures definitely do it. Definitely make it look nicer. You know, when you look at it here. Hey man, it was good, man. It's just kids singing. That's how it is. It's always good though. Got to be there for them.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking, man. I'm just looking on here to see if when you zoom out, sometimes it'll take off some of the smaller parcels. So you could also look on here if you wanted to look on here, and then you'd have to skip trace and call them. This would be more of like a cold call, but you could also email them, whatever you want, or mail them, whatever the case may be. Looking for the larger parcels, but anyways, so yeah, this one, it's probably not that great because if you look at the layout of how the parcel lays, so that one I'd say is not a great deal. This one's overpriced right here. Let's see how long they've been on market. 12 8 20 days. So they've been listed for 3 months. 2 months now?
2 months.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm assuming it's like a clay farm or something like that, or scallops or clams or something. See how they have all these paddocks? Blue Ridge Fish Hatchery. There you go. It's a fish hatchery.
Fish hands.
So they hatch fish and then they sell them. The contract for a title company in GA. Looking for Augusta, Richmond County. I actually do have a guy. He's in North Carolina. I mean, he's in South Carolina, but he does do Georgia. I actually have two. I have another one, Christy. She does Carolinas and South Carolina and Georgia. So DM me and I'll get you up. Johnny, no, Land Vision and Land ID are totally different things. Land Vision is where we pull our data. Land ID is to look up parcels and stuff like that. Kind of just a mapping software. So this has been on here. It's a fish farm. Crazy. Cool fish farm. You want a fish farm, Nard?
I'm not very, on the fish.
Not you don't want to have a fish farm? Come on. It's great.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
All right, I moved over to Durham area. Let's check this out. So you got 81s for 10, 9, 220. A little high. Some of these areas sell for 14,000 an acre. So just taking a look. Looks like it's got a stream running through it. You got some road. This is 2 tax parcels. Both one parcel is 80 acres. Contains east and west side of the road. West has approximately 32 acres. Remaining 51 acres are joints. The largest tract connects to 200 acres growth mature timbers. Estimated 12 nursery. All right. Let's take a look. 220 acres. This is in Kittrell, not subdivision. Counties. So they've had it listed for a while. 1013. Not too long. This is in Vance County. Sometimes they put the parcel. Sometimes they don't. Resource floodplains. I don't see it. No, sir, I don't see it. All right, so if you don't see it, you go. Let's see here. See if we can pull up a lot. So you can pull up another house in the area. So we're looking at possible like trying to find some hidden values. So possibly looking for properties that we could use the 10-acre exemption and chop them up into like a larger parcel that we chop up into 10-acre lots. So there's a lot of parcels that are like hidden that have great road frontage, are selling for half the amount that they should if they just chop them up into 10-acre parcels. But some people don't do it. So that's what we're looking at. So you get 100 acres. All right. Parcel number right here. Perfect. What county are you in? This is in Franklin Bunn. What county? This is in Lewisburg, which I think Lewisburg is in Franklin. Yeah, see how it's got 0 road frontage. But this parcel right next door would have been a great one. So you got 100 acres. This is like perfect right here. You chop this, you could do a couple lots, long lots like that. That's ideal. This guy too. Do you see how this one has a road running through it? So you got long road frontage and then a road running through it. This is like gold right here because you could chop out parcels this way, and then you could chop out parcels this way too on both of these lots. So right here, this is something that you could probably get easily 10-acre lots out of.
Mhm.
So if this is something that was, for sale, that would be a home run deal right there. I like that one a lot. Got questions, Nard? What do you got?
Oh,
Just learning? Let me go. Let's pull this back up. Cool. Cold called single family homes today, so now I'm trying cold call some landowners, see if I can get my first deal. Nice. Hey, Lopez Investing. Check out above. We dropped the landinvest.co.com/webinar. You can check that out. If you need help, you could totally DM me right here. You could DM me, Dennis, and I could help you out. Already got my seat. Nice. Yeah, you're gonna crush it then. All right, so this one they have looking at some road frontage. I'm looking at some price cuts. Odd shaped lots. This is probably not a good one. It's probably not a good one. Wow. Look at this guy, 8.4 million. He's selling for $100,000 an acre. Right? He's got 8.4 million, 84 acres. It's crazy. Alrighty. 3 million. Oh, they're 8.4 because they're right outside of Raleigh. That's why. Yeah. 775, 251. Ooh, this one's look good. 775 for 220. McCoon. See what the road frontage looks like. It's two adjoining properties. Make fantastic wreck property. Worked seller for years. Just listed. All right. This is going to be in Warren County. ID 0. No one. That's the parcel. Definitely not it. All right, so that one's not showing up. That's okay. A lot of times too, guys, if you see this stuff, so where it says, a lot of people like they look at this. It says McCoon Ember Road, McCoon, North Carolina, right? So the problem is what they do. This address does not relate to this property. So when an agent lists the property, they have to put an address to list it. Now they just put a generic address. So sometimes when you look at this stuff right here, when it's on like Zillow or whatever, it shows up sale, sold, whatever, all this stuff, 399 sold this, 7/8/22. This could have been a totally different parcel that sold on 7/8/2022. So what happens is somebody else who listed a property 3/2/2022 was another parcel of land, and they just used that generic address to put it in there. So when you're looking back at this stuff and you're like, oh, this just sold 2 years ago for half the price. It might not have. There might have been like a 60-acre parcel right down the road that they put the same address in. So it might not actually show up. So just so you know. I'm going to try going like that. I'm going to try using the address. Now, because this is a big enough parcel, I should be able to discern which one it is. So it looks like it's 250 acres. This is 201. Where's my APN? Warren, pick a land, H parcel ID. Okay. So this thing says there is how much is land ID? Land ID is about $15 a month for all you need. It's super cheap. Okay, timber options and that can be thinning. 84 acres of timber that can be thinned and another thinning. 94 acres near future. So it says it's 2 parcels. Stream buffers and mature pine. So look for Dorwin's Creek. So you can go base maps. You could add in overlays. Let's go overlay. Let's add some water. Okay, here's a creek right here. What's this creek? Downlands Creek. The other thing too is this might not be in the right spot technically because if they just use a generic address, it could be anywhere along this McCoon Ember Road. So it's hard to like pinpoint the exact parcel. Could also, I mean, this is worth too. Sometimes calling the agent and just saying, "Hey, what's going on?" Just asking about this parcel right here, whatever. So 783. This one is 170. See any pictures if they have any good road frontage. Well, I might have some. I'll call the agent real quick. All right, so let me call him and I'll just ask a couple questions. I want to find out what everything looks like. Does it have any oh, hold on. Let's see. So 919 919 880 4673.
This is Edwin Orr. I'm unable to answer the phone at the present time. Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and I will return your call.
Double dial.
This is Edwin Orr. I'm unable to answer the phone at the present time. Please leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, and I will return your call as soon as possible.
Hey, Edward, this is Dennis. Just, if you give me a ring back, I'm actually calling you about the property in Warren County, I believe it is, the 251 acres. Just give me a call back at this number. Thank you. Bye. All right. Keep going. I'll save that one for now. That one might have some road frontage, so I will save that one just to see. 67. This might actually be decent. Let's see what we got. A lot of junk on this property, huh? So 10K an acre. 12K an acre. Let's see. 368. 368 isn't terrible. Nashville, North Carolina. All right, so no road frontage, like a flagpole. So it's thin and kicks back out. So that's not going to work out. Okay. I got some road frontage. It's listed high. But it's definitely got some good road frontage. 2 miles from the highway. All three parcels being sold together. 52 acres. Attachment home. Well, great opportunity to build on the road. Front lots. First, then use funds from those homes to develop the rest of the property. Great. Make an offer. Seller will consider all reasonable offers. Huh. Now, do you have a parcel ID here? 2%. They've been trying to sell for a while. All right, this one listed by Pamela. IW Triangle Group. Do. Hello, Pamela. Um, 306 2202.
Hello, this is Pamela.
Hey, Pamela. My name is Dennis. I'm actually giving you a ring today about your property that you have listed on 3976 Old White Road in Nashville, North Carolina.
Yes, how can I help you?
Awesome. So I'm actually just giving you a ring. I'm just curious how much road frontage that parcel has.
It has quite a bit. Would you like me to like text you a look at the GSI map?
Even just the APN, I could just pull it up myself. I don't know if you have the APN off the top of your head.
Well, this is actually 3 parcels combined.
Okay, perfect.
But I have a place where I've like pulled out the GSI map and like drawn in like circled all 3 together.
Oh, nice.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
of
I
course.
can send you that, and then I can also send you the parcel numbers for all 3.
That's awesome. Okay. All right. So, and it looks like they farm it now. So, do they have any like farm leases on it, or do they farm it themselves?
He's getting ready to lease it. Somebody's getting ready to put tobacco on it.
Oh, okay.
Unless somebody wants to buy it. I mean, if it goes under contract before he leases it, then he won't lease it. It'll be up to whatever the new buyer wants.
Gotcha. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. So somebody's looking to farm it already. Now if we were to buy this thing, would this be something that we'd be able to still get the same deal as far as it goes with the tobacco farmer?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Perfect. Actually, I'm looking at the one map you have. It looks like you got 3 parcels. It's like a 0.78, a 24, and a 27.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
It's all
I
3
do see it.
combined. They're selling them together.
I see. Okay, yeah, you highlighted it right off the highway. Nice and beautiful. All right.
And it's right, it's like literally like 2 miles to the 64 Momire exit off of Highway 64.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. I'm just curious, is the seller ever considered seller financing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think they would do that. And the reason why, actually, I know they won't. There are 3 sellers and their siblings,
Sure.
and this is property they inherited.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Even if we drew up 3 separate notes, one for each, they still wouldn't
They're
do it,
not
right?
gonna-
Okay.
They won't do it.
No worries. Yeah.
Because, yeah, I know that. They're not.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, it's not for everybody. A lot of times that's the way we buy most of our properties is through seller finance. And hey, if it's not for them, it's not for them, right? It's all good.
So who are you with, David?
I'm with myself. My name is Dennis.
Okay.
We own a company.
Dennis. Okay.
Yeah. We just buy land all over the
Um,
country, mostly North Carolina, though.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Very good.
all right. Do you have any other larger parcels like this that might be interested in seller financing, something with good road frontage or anything like that?
I do. I know of another one, but I'd have to circle back around with the seller on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No worries.
It's and I think he's wanting like it's 75 acres. It's a little closer into Raleigh, but he's wanting like 1.2, 1.3 million for it.
Okay. I mean, purchase price isn't like the end of the world. The goal here for us, we look for stuff that has like good road frontage, that we might be able to subdivide to maybe 10-acre lots or something like that. Or I mean, if it's closer into town, then we might even look into do like a major subdivision on it, turn it into smaller paper lots and sell to a builder. That's kind of what we do.
This particular property, LGI Homes looked at it and they were going to put a subdivision there, but like just as their due diligence was expiring, it was like right at the time when interest rates were skyrocketing.
Okay.
It was just as the economy was turning, and
Sure.
And they pulled out.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we've seen a lot of that.
One, I have a lot of research on that one. Like they already had a plat map put together.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
They were going to do community water
Mhm.
in that area.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I can get you information on that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, you could text me right at this number and we could chat about it. If you ever get anything like that, you know, we'd always be open to taking a look at it. Do you deal in a lot of land or mostly houses?
I do some of both.
Okay.
I would say primarily houses, but I don't shy away from land.
Sure. Okay, we mostly deal in how I've done houses for past 14 years and then we've recently got more into land and that's kind of what we've been focusing on is land subdivisions, minor majors, general improvements on regular pieces of land, things like that. And then mobile home parks. If you know anybody selling a mobile home park, we're looking to buy. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can you do this? I'm driving and I'm
Sure.
on my way to a 5:30 appointment. Can you text me your email?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll email you some information later on this evening.
Okay, that'd be great.
Awesome.
If you did ask the sellers on this parcel if they'd be open to seller finance, let me know and I could put together like an LOI and they could take a look at it. If they say no, they say no, but hey, it's an option, right? It does. The reason why I like seller finance is it does help with a lot of like the capital gains. Oh no, actually they just inherited, right? So they got the step up basis.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so they got step up basis, so they're actually okay. Seller finance is great for people who are trying to avoid capital gains if they've owned a parcel for a long time or something like that. So awesome.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely keep that.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It was great chatting with you and look forward to working together.
Very good. Well, I'll look forward to getting your email and I'll send you over some information a little later on today.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Pamela. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Sweet. So Bernardo, that's kind of like the pitch in a way, right? If you're talking to a broker, that's kind of what you're going to bring up, say things like that. I don't know if did that make sense to you? Like, was it not too hard a combo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're more or less just asking information, throwing the soft pitch of like, would they be open to this? Stuff like that. And if they are, that's when you could kind of like take it to the next level and kind of go from there. But basically this is something that once you kind of like start figuring out markets and combing through this stuff, you'll see a lot of these parcels. And then it's like you check in once a day and just like, okay, what's new that's listed? And that's that. Once you start learning an area, it becomes like kind of like second nature, right? You start seeing all these different things and you start seeing the different parcels and seeing which ones have like good lay and all that stuff. And you really become like an expert in the area, so I think this is something that I'd love for you to kind of like learn more on, and we could chat about this and do some more Zooms on it and all that stuff, and get you kind of like acclimated to it. And if it is something that you end up liking doing, then we could start implementing a certain amount of hours a week towards this kind of lead gen, and then we could discuss a compensation package as far as like commissions and all that stuff too.
Sounds good. I'm actually super excited to try it out.
Yeah.
So, but I need to learn more. A lot of terms that you used earlier. So, there's a couple of questions that I would probably ask you on DM after this.
Sure.
Live. So. Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't you rewatch this, at least even that last section, and then I'll come up with a script for me for you to use. Very basic, just conversational script, just talking to them and just having a conversation, just asking these questions. They're more than likely going to know most of the information, so you don't really have to worry too much. It's just a matter of just throwing that soft pitch. And if they ever probe any further, like, oh, what do you mean about that? And then, you might not know it. So you could just say, hey, look, I'm not too sure. My partner is the one that kind of does all the numbers and make sure it's good. But my main thing is I'm just trying to see, if the seller is open to doing seller finance, then I'd love to connect you with them. That's pretty much it.
Cool.
So it's not a hard pitch. It's not a hard thing, and it's not a cold call either because they're already selling it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool. I'll definitely get you set up, and maybe in the next few weeks we can have you start rolling on this, and we could pull out some big deals and make you some big commissions. So you can get a nice computer.
Awesome. Super
Yeah.
excited.
Awesome, man. How's everything else going? Pricing market's good, and all that stuff.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm working on Warren and Surrey right now.
Sweet. Yeah, we already mailed and priced them, so you could look back at the previous pricing if you wanted, and just kind of compare and contrast what we're doing now to what we're doing then.
Okay.
Warren, actually, I want to talk to you about that one because there's a couple areas that we know now that are certain pockets. Did you pull the data for that yet or no?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I might actually have you re-pull it and separate it. And I'll show you kind of like, I'll record a quick loom and send it to you. Certain pockets in that market we noticed like trade for different things. So it might actually be wise to do some like separating of that market specifically. So I'll send you the thing.
Okay.
Awesome, man. Dude, thanks for hanging out with me. Anytime you want to come on here, let me know. Come hang out.
Sure.
Do this.
For sure.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Always,
Have a great
man.
day.
You too. All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one, all.